So we're gonna face off. Don't worry about what you put on your paper. We'll just make this all up from where we are right now. All right, and we'll just go off of our new character sheet, right? So first thing, we both need is names, right?
Okay. I was gonna go off of what I did. No? Want something else?
Save that.
Save
Yeah, let's make it all new.
Okay.
Eric Johnson.
And what's the name I go to? I'll be Donna.
Donna. All right. Occupation. Contractor.
I'll say housewife.
Housewife. Okay. So my job is a little bit ambiguous right now. Contractor could be a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Pursuit. Desire. Anything you want?
I need to get my dishwasher fixed. Does that count as a pursuit or desire?
Well, remember this part is supposed to be in your head, but
Okay.
you can keep that.
Okay.
Okay. And actions. Okay. So now we just need a setting. So I'm basically just going to play off of the opposite of what you just wanted. You can change that, but remember it needs to be achievable right here
Okay.
in this space that we're in. So setting. Where are we right now?
My kitchen.
Your kitchen. Okay. So we'll be at your kitchen, and already in wardrobe. If you need any props and whatever, now is the time.
I don't think so.
All right. All right, and I'm going to do the thing where I come in.
Okay.
I always like to start with an entry. Ready to go?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Eric. Thanks for coming by.
Hi.
Hi,
Did you say, was your name Donna?
Donna.
All right, good to meet you.
Yes. So, thanks for coming. Dishwasher is not working. And I don't know. I mean, we flipped the circuit. I started it. Didn't I'm hitting the buttons. I'm not getting anything. So
Okay, let's see here. Dishwasher. Let's see. And, have you had this for a long time?
well, the kitchen isn't new, but I mean the dishwasher is only 18 months old.
It's only 18 months old, huh?
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's why I'm not wearing a happy face that it's not working for me today.
Oh, most dishwashers, the warranty is over in 15 months, so I think you might be 3 months outside.
Yeah, I know. So, but maybe take a look. We'll see what it costs to fix. Because maybe it's something silly. Maybe it's just got some, what do they call it, like a little fuse inside, or maybe it's just some little mechanism that hopefully won't be too much money and won't have to buy another new dishwasher after a few months.
I can pretty much tell you just by looking at this, I know what the problem is.
Okay.
This is a 368 model. They've since updated their
Okay.
model to include a better sealant in the bottom here.
Okay.
So what's happening is they used a sealant that's from China, and over time, like usually 12 months, that sealant kind of falls away. So you've got water going into your lines, cutting off the power to keep it from turning on.
Oh, okay. Fix it?
Yeah, we can absolutely fix it.
Cool.
Now the issue is we are going to need to, it's kind of hard to get to that sealant, so the labor is going to be a little bit more than what we quoted you in the beginning.
Okay. Well, it's only a $600 dishwasher, so what are we talking about here?
Well, you're looking at about 1,000.
there's nothing that can be done? $1,000 to fix a $600 dishwasher?
Well, not really. You see,
Okay.
the new model is about 1,500. So usually people don't want this model, and in order for us to put the new sealant on that, it would cost as much as a dishwasher in that case as well. So, it'd be cheaper to just pay the 1,000 and get this taken care of, because the sealant that we use will last a good 15, 17 years.
All right, so here's the problem. When the dishwasher went in, it then had trim built around it, and the new countertop went on top. Can you fix it without having to dismantle and take the countertop off? Because now we've got a solid piece of granite that wraps around. They sealed the corners, they sealed the edges. Can you fix it without coming out the top? Can you work at it through the front and the door?
That's the reason it cost $1,000. When I looked at this, I saw exactly how much it would be.
So does that $1,000 include the removal of the countertop and putting the countertop back on?
Yes,
Will you guarantee, how long is the work guaranteed for?
guaranteed for. Well, there's another issue. So, yeah,
Countertop back on?
yes,
Will you guarantee, how long is the work guaranteed for?
guaranteed for. Well, there's another issue. So, yeah, we can remove the countertop safely without damaging the countertop, but putting it back on and sealing it the way that you have it sealed now would actually be a little bit extra.
Extra on top of the 1,000?
Yeah, it'd be about $250.
$1,250,
For
go up to $1,250,
Yeah, to reseal the top onto the thing.
okay. You know what, let me try to think about this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I'm so sorry about the whole sticker shock thing.
Yeah, it's just.
Do you have anything to drink?
To drink,
Like any water or anything?
yeah, you want some water?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
love some water. Thank you. Can I sit here?
Sure.
Okay.
You feeling okay?
Yeah, I've just, it's been a long day.
Okay.
There was somebody who had your same issue,
Uh-huh.
but they were a lot worse off. A whole lot worse off.
In what regard?
They called us too late. Like, they wanted to look around for better prices and stuff, and what happened was they didn't realize the sealant, it had filled up and the water had been collecting underneath the entire structure of their counter. And so then it went from damaging the kitchen floor to they have a basement underneath, and it started messing up the planking and things like that. So it turned out to be a bigger pain than if they had just gone ahead and paid the $1,250.
Is there a way to turn the water off? So that the can we cut the water?
You can certainly not use your water, but the issue is the water that's already underneath there. We don't know what it's doing right now.
So I could have water underneath the flooring,
No,
underneath the dishwasher?
No, you absolutely have water underneath the flooring in your dishwasher. The question now is how bad it's going to get, depending on how long you wait.
Sure. You know what, Eric? Let me get a second opinion, because
Okay.
this is getting more expensive by the minute.
Absolutely.
And,
I do want to leave you something here. This is there's a class action going on against the company that made this dishwasher because they use the sealant.
Sure.
And it's just basically some information. It just talks about some of the things that are going on in the case where somebody had your issue and it ended up costing them like $12,000 to get
Okay.
their flooring done underneath. In another case, it went to like 25 because it started to mess with the electricity. Another case where there was actually a fatality where the water went and it messed with the electrical system for whatever reason. They have it underneath their kitchen and it sparked something when they weren't home. And then when they came home, they didn't realize there was a fire brewing underneath in their basement. Everyone went to sleep because of carbon monoxide poisoning, and they burned alive in the house. So I'm gonna recommend that you take care of this right now. You don't wanna wait. I know that it's.
Do you have a crowbar? Could we just pry this fucking dishwasher out and just by the curb? Just right now, by the curb. We'll just pry it out in 3 pieces and I will be done with this dishwasher.
That could be dangerous. Yeah, and also you said you didn't want to damage your countertop. Now, my new manager, I think you spoke to him on the phone, Bill. He actually has the crew in town that were dealing with this for the other neighbor. If you were to go ahead and just say you want to have it done, you don't have to pay today, but if you commit to pay later, they can actually have the crew here either by this evening or early tomorrow morning, and this can be all taken care of by late afternoon tomorrow. It's just a commitment to pay. You're not getting drawn from your bank account now. It's only after the work is done.
Okay, and what if I decide to change my mind between now and when they show up? Am I committing and contracting to have it done?
You would only pay once the work gets completed.
If I cancel before they show up?
If you cancel before they show up, well, you still have to pay.
Okay. You know what, Eric? Thanks so much for stopping by. I'm going to have to think about this. And for the amount of money we're talking about, I'm going to have to get a second opinion. Because at this point,
Branson's would have been the better dishwasher to go with. They haven't had any issues in the last 20 years, or actually they've had the fewest cases go to court in the last 20 years. This company, however, is very, let's say, legally savvy. So although these people have terrible situations and outcomes there, I don't think they're going to win their case. They're pretty bulletproof.
okay. Well, right now, I just have to fix this problem because I don't need a black mold issue in my kitchen.
Exactly.
I
Do you
don't-
have kids?
Why do you ask?
Oftentimes, I had a babysitter who was taking care of me, and she had a boyfriend come over.
Ooh, I'm done with this story. All right,
They-
sweetie.
No,
Okay.
all I was gonna say is they messed something up in the kitchen, and they didn't tell my parents about it until it was too late. And by the time my parents tried to get something done, we lost a family member.
That's terrible. All right, time to go. Okay, Eric, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate your time.
Miss
Appreciate your
Donna,
time.
I know you need a second opinion, but I really think that you should go ahead and have this work done.
Eric, I'm not gonna pay upwards of $2,500 to repair a $600 dishwasher. It's not gonna happen.
But it's to prevent further costs.
Oh, at the rate it's going, the sooner I agree to what you want, the cheaper it's gonna be. Because we started at 1,000, now it's at 2,500. I can't.
No, it's 1,200, 1,250. That will take care of getting the issue with the dishwasher sealed, whatever water's collecting beneath, we'll take care of that too, that's
Okay.
included. That, if you did it through
Included, you're
anyone
charging me
else-
extra. Okay.
No,
so-
the includes the cleaning of the water beneath.
Okay, so that's great.
Okay,
Thank you and good day, sir. Thank you and good day.
all right, thank you.
All right. Whoa, achoo.
Oh, you be careful, you're starting to have water collect.
You have no idea how much that duplicates my real fucking life. You don't want to know how many times I have said, good day, sir.
I can imagine.
How about the guy that came out to clean the pipe and broke the pipe? So now we have sewage backing up in the crawl space under the house.
Did he say that it was already broken?
He said it wasn't his fault. Guess
He
who
said
came
it was
out?
gonna happen anyway?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Guess who fixed the pipe for no money?
You did? Your husband? Who?
The dude.
Oh, the guy. Oh, okay.
They're like, yeah, but you signed where it said that we're not responsible for damages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, in your boilerplate contract?
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So, anyway,
How'd you, what'd you think of the scene?
well, obviously it's true to life.
It felt real?
It felt real.
Is that how you are in that whenever they start saying, oh, well, it's going to cost this, and then, oh, if you don't take care of it now, it's going to cost even twice as much later?
Oh, no, I was much kinder to you. I
Okay.
was much kinder.
What do you fucking mean? You said on the phone.
Wait, here's, sweetheart, take a look. Do you see asshole written here? And these guys are always in their 20s, they're like, my husband's like, they don't know how to take you. What did I tell you? Because that's what happens when we talk about, people size you up and so when I enter the door, they look at me and they're like, not to scare her. Her husband doesn't do this sort of thing. Like he doesn't, and so anyway.
All right, let's do the evaluation real quick. So, our synopsis was, you need to get your dishwasher fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So you call over the contractor comes over, tells you, oh, well, it's not just going to be a replacement, you're gonna actually have to get this taken care of, the sealant's messed up. It's a bad dishwasher, it's causing more damage, and instead of $600, it's gonna be $1,200, $1,250. Okay, now your character desire was to get your dishwasher fixed.
Yes.
Mine was to get
That's the money.
you to pay. Okay? Our conflict was we wanted $1,250. You thought it would be $600.
Hell, I thought it'd be 100. But go ahead. It doesn't matter.
So it'd be
Or
over.
less.
So basically we had a conflict over price.
Yes.
Okay. Values at stake. What was the values at stake here?
Well, it's my money.
Money. Same thing for me. Money, work. Okay. All right. Let's talk beats.
Your beats were great.
Thought they were good.
I thought they were real good.
I started coming up with terror stories and shit, trying to scare the shit out of you.
And the water under the floor, you son of a bitch, you nailed that. You nailed that. Because that's what happens. That's what happens when you have those, like back up north, when you have a full basement or crawl space, and then there's a ceramic tile floor. There's been instances where the ceramic tile floor was almost free floating because there was no supports underneath it. Do you know what I mean? It was like its own little cement deck, and the floor underneath collapsed out from water that dripped from the dishwasher or the sink, one or the other. You sure you're never an appliance repairman? Because I got to tell you, you were just a man.
Never worked as it, but I've done stuff for people, big shit for people. What are the beats that you did that you remember?
Beats that I remembered. Let's see, I said I have to think about it. I complained about the money. I don't know if that's a beat. And then at some point I just told you to leave. Like,
Okay, so I opened with starting to evaluate the situation, and then it did tell you the price.
which kept going up
Yep,
exponentially.
it kept going up.
I bet you if this conversation, that would have been a $10,000 dishwasher repair at the rate we're going.
Hey, right before you were gonna sign, I had another price for something.
I don't know if you realize, but when they do the countertops, those granite that wrap around,
Right.
that countertop could weigh 3,000 pounds. Like it comes in sections, in sections, and then they attach it once it's in place.
I'm scared of those kinds of countertops because I'm like, what if the structure collapses beneath it? What if you're standing right there and it falls on your foot? Oh.
Yeah, I have news for you. Oh my girlfriend. Formica, that is the best countertop in the whole world. Because you know what you get with it? A free trip to the Bahamas because you're not spending $3,000 on a countertop. That's what you get when you buy Formica. Thought I'd share that.
All right, so you brought me into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and valuation, quoted your price, you complained about the price, and then I started telling you about the horror stories. What was your reaction to the horror stories about? I did that a lot of ways and variations. So I said about like, oh, it's gonna cost you more if you don't do it now. Then I brought up that shit about the complete bullshit, by the way, about the lawsuit. The lawsuit first, it was the horror story is gonna cost you more if you don't do it now, and then buying another one, that would be the same money. And then I came with the lawsuit, and then these people. Then I used the lawsuit to bring in even more horror stories. Oh, this is how much they paid. This person, it cost them up to $25,000. In this case, somebody died.
That's when I was like, at my house.
So it's like maybe it was a little too effective. But I kept doing that.
That was beautiful.
I was trying to scare you into signing. It's like it wasn't working. So it's like maybe I should.
I am old and bitter. I'm not signing.
I tried to take it in the direction of, that's why I was like, do you have kids? But I think that made me sound even scarier. It's like, why do you ask me that? And then I was like, because I was like trying to scare you, but then I wanted to get you to protect your kids, and I was like, yeah, well, it's not.
That was good. I wasn't sure you were going. You started this babysitter story, and I'm like,
I don't know. I was trying to get a little too creative, and I think it was like, oh, okay, I don't want to hear any more of this. It's like it's gonna be an abuse story.
Yeah, something. I had this babysitter and her boyfriend. Oh, stop talking! Stop talking!
Yeah, but yeah, I was like, damn, I'm not gonna get the signature. But so I'm working towards getting you to pay. But at some point, do you feel that maybe getting your dishwasher fixed stopped being what you were working for?
Yes, because I realized that this guy's a huckster.
Okay.
Sorry. And then this guy, he's a huckster. And he's trying to squeeze a bunch of money out of me and scare the shit out of me. And I don't think he knows what he's talking about because this countertop weighs 3,000 pounds. And he's going to charge me another $250. That ain't paying for your hernia surgery when you go to lift this damn countertop. Or, better yet, almost lift it, drop it, and crack it. So, that's, yeah. So,
Okay.
So
I think you can interpret that as still trying to get your dishwasher fixed, but you said I want a second opinion.
yes.
So that means I'm going to check with your competitor to get my dishwasher fixed.
Yeah.
So maybe I dropped the ball in, oh, well, shit, I should have started fighting against the competitor. You know, I should have brought in something to do with our competitor to scare you back to us is what the move that I should have did. And then, oh, you know what else I did? I did a lot of shit, now that I'm thinking about it. I asked for the water so that I can stall.
Yes, and sit.
Yeah, asked for the water, then I asked to sit down.
Yes.
And that was just stalling.
And by the way, I actually had a salesman out at my house one time, and he pulls out the nitroglycerin tablets and puts one under his tongue, like he's having a seizure. He was selling siding, by the way. Siding.
It's too much.
I'm telling you. You should have picked something I hadn't experienced 4,000 times.
Oh, man. Okay. So, yeah, I might have dropped the ball on that one thing. But, okay, and then you started working to get me. I like that in order to get your dishwasher fixed now, you need to get me out. I like that idea. then I was trying to keep you from throwing me out.
Now, at one point, I was like, maybe I'll just tell them and sign, throw them out, and then cancel the payment. Or cancel the service, but then
Oh,
you're
was
like,
that what you were suggesting with the, can you,
yes.
oh, but I told you yes, you could.
Well, I said, do I still owe you the money? And you
Oh,
said
and I
yes.
was like,
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, never mind.
I should have just lied. I should have just, because the way that I was doing it, I was telling the truth. I was telling the truth. I was telling the truth dishonestly, though. I was using facts to deceive you.
Okay.
So it was like all that stuff. I was creating the world as I went, so I was making that up. But it was my guy manipulating the facts to get you to do business. But I could have just straight up lied in that moment. I guess I was stuck in the idea that my guy was telling the truth. Maybe I should have just went with the more simplistic idea that he's just a really good liar. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, I think you did a good job.
Thank
Now that I
you.
think about it, because your goal stayed the same, but you added to it. You added, okay, get the guy out.
Mhm.
And then mine became stay in, which continued the conflict, which made the scene even better. So I like this scene. I think you did a good job there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Little slice of life.
Do you feel like you were working for dialogue in this, or did you feel like you were pretty much focused on?
Yeah, yeah, it came way too easy.
Yeah.
Like I said, maybe because been there, done that. So I don't know why. But although I haven't had anything exactly like this.
Okay.
So anyway,
All right, let's do one more.
okay.
All right, we'll do another face-off here. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna put more of this on you. What's your character's name?
B-E-A.
B, I like it. My character's name is Jack Dorsey. What do your character do for a living?
Retired.
Retired. I'm a criminal prosecutor. Okay. What is your character pursuing in life? What do they want?
B's just trying to get by. B's trying to get by, keep all their shit together, and maintain.
Okay, let's see if we can go with this. So normally we keep that to ourselves, so let's do this. I'm going to come out with a strong desire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna set the place as we're in my office. I'm a criminal prosecutor. This is not a good reason that you're here.
Right.
And I'm gonna see how you play off of me,
Okay.
and hopefully you can continue to focus on the subtext and not let dialogue take over at any point.
Okay.
But remember, you're gonna have to listen a lot,
Okay.
and be patient and take pauses whenever you need them.
Okay. Jack Dorsey.
Yep. All right, we'll do the thing where you come into my office and okay. Oh, let me make sure it's still running. Yep. All right. And whenever you're ready. Come in.
Oh, hi, Mr. Dorsey.
Hi.
Hi, my name's B. You asked me to come in?
Absolutely. Have a seat.
I used to be in City Hall like this. It's very scary. A lot of, so So why am I here?
Okay. Well, let's start with why do you think you're here?
Is it about the driveway? Is it about the driveway? Because I didn't get a permit. And I know I should have gotten a permit before we fixed the driveway. I mean, we only made it that much bigger. But I know you're supposed to get a permit. Is it the driveway?
The driveway.
The driveway.
Miss B, sorry, is that your last name?
No, but my last name is Smith.
B. Smith, okay. Miss Smith, the issue at hand is the RV that's been sitting in your driveway for the past 2.5 months.
Oh, that's where my son lives.
Your son lives there?
Yeah. Him and his wife, they broke up. They're going to get back together. I just know it.
Wait, I didn't see your son in the bus report here.
The what report?
The arrest report.
What arrest report?
The 4 men who were arrested coming out of that RV. Let's see here.
Has anyone seen my Jimmy?
Does Jimmy Smith? Is his name Jimmy Smith?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was arrested, and how in the world did that not come up?
Why? Well, he didn't. He just said he was, away for work. He didn't mention he was arrested.
So you didn't know he was in the RV for the last 2.5 months?
No, he was in the RV, and then he wasn't. He said he was, going on vacation for a little bit. He needed some time away, and so I just, wasn't looking for him.
Okay. Ms. Smith, it's just you and me here. Level with me. Okay. How much do you know about this meth operation? Are you laughing? Are you laughing at me? Ma'am, are you high?
Have you met my Jimmy? My Jimmy.
No, I've never met your Jimmy.
He's not that smart. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. How did my Jimmy come up and have the brains? Let me tell you, he's not if you got my Jimmy doing something, he's certainly not the mastermind. I mean, I love my Jimmy to pieces. I love my Jimmy to pieces. But Breaking Bad, he's no, oh my God, Jimmy. This is the child that drank sour milk. Jimmy involved in a meth operation? With who? Those nice young men from work? That's the part I don't understand. I mean, what makes you say that?
Weren't you saying something about a permit earlier?
For the driveway. We got driveway blocks put in. And I know that anytime you do anything to the outside, you're supposed to pull a permit. And we didn't exactly stay to the same footprint. We went a little wider because the trailer had to fit. And so
you were seeking a permit for this RV trailer where these suspects are alleged to have been cooking meth in your driveway.
No, I never asked for a permit. We just, Jimmy and his friends, they said, Mrs. Smith, your driveway's all broken. We'll put in some new pavers. We'll do it for free. You just have to pay for the materials. I said, oh, you boys are nice. You boys are nice. Do you know how much that could cost? So they went out and they jackhammered the old driveway in and they put in a wider driveway. And then Jimmy said he didn't want to live with his mother, that he wanted to live, So then he brought in the trailer and I don't know what goes on out there. I figured he had girls.
Let's talk about Jimmy.
Oh, Lord.
Specifically, let's talk about his school record. Do you remember how he did in school, coming up from middle to high school?
My Jimmy's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
I know, you've said that once already.
Yeah. He was a solid D student.
Okay.
How he graduated, I don't know. So how you think he's the mastermind of anything is beyond me. I mean, I love him to pieces, but my son, he's a follower. He's not a leader, he's a follower. Jimmy, do you know where is he? I thought he was still on vacation. Is he with you? Is he in prison? Where is Jimmy?
No, he's in jail.
He's in prison.
He's in jail. He's being held on, I believe, $576,000 is what the bail is.
Oh, jeez.
So he hasn't contacted you since he's been arrested?
No.
Where were you at the time of the arrest?
I was at the Walmart picking up TV dinners for Jimmy and his friends. They like the Hungry Man dinners, you know? So I buy it for them. Walmart's got the best price.
You think that you might be mistaken on that? Because an older woman came right out of the house as our officers were approaching the RV. I believe that was you. Was that not you?
Yeah, I was going to the Walmart.
Oh, you were in the process of going to the Walmart.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought they were coming by to look at I saw the police officers. I was like, oh, maybe something happened with the permit. Because they didn't pull the permit. And I thought, Jimmy, he knows how to talk to people.
You thought a SWAT team was in your yard over a permit.
I did. Because I know how the township is about pulling permits, especially for driveways. So, and I just thought we could, sneak in with that.
I gotta be honest, Miss Smith. I don't know what to make of all this. You're saying that you got this RV for your son,
Yeah.
who you're also saying is quite unintelligent and he's a follower,
Mm-hmm.
and you're sure of this. Do you know the people that he's involved with here?
Well, I met them.
You
Certainly
met all of them.
Well, the fellows who did the driveway, they seem like nice enough young
What
men.
about the three fellas who are sitting in jail with him right now?
Oh, no.
You mentioned that they were fellow
yeah.
co-workers of his.
Yeah, and they put in the driveway. He's a nice boy. I liked him. He was very nice.
Okay. What about this one?
Yeah, he was quiet. This one was quiet. This one, 2 dinners. 2 hungry mans. This one can eat.
Okay,
And I like my good eaters.
So you do know all 3 of these gentlemen pretty well?
Mm-hmm.
And you think they're all nice?
They were nice to me.
Were they nice to Jimmy?
Yeah. I mean, they were helping, they all did the driveway, so, yeah.
What's their home life like?
I don't know. I didn't ask. They all seemed to like the hungry man dinners, so I was going for more.
So they always ate Hungry Man dinners at your residence?
Well, depending, sometimes they didn't want to come in because they were dirty, they were doing the driveway. So I'd, cook the dinners inside, and then I'd come outside with a fork and, plastic fork, and they would just eat them and throw the things in the trash. And,
And they would all go home?
I would go to bed early. I don't know. Where they went. I mean, because I don't go in the trailer in case Jimmy had a girl, in case Jimmy had a girl in there. So I don't want to see. I don't want to know. So, they were quiet. They were nice.
So, Jimmy has a girlfriend right now?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't met anybody. I like this one girl he used to go with. Haven't seen her around much.
I'm sorry. Can you hang on one second?
Sure.
Can I get you anything to drink?
No, I'm okay.
Just water.
Thank you.
Dorsey. No, I was not aware of that. She's actually in my office right now. We're discussing some things. appreciate the info. All right. Speak soon. Ms. Smith,
Mm-hmm.
word comes to me that a permit was granted recently.
Oh, okay.
Didn't you say that you didn't seek a permit?
I didn't. Maybe Jimmy did. Maybe Jimmy pulled the permit. I mean, why would I lie about not pulling a permit for something that needs a permit?
When's the last time you got a permit for something like, stretching your driveway out or putting blocks in?
Well, I've never stretched my driveway out before. And most stuff you don't need a permit. Even a roof, you don't need a permit unless you're extending it and making it bigger, which we've never done.
So you're saying you've never gotten a permit for the city for any reason before?
Not that I can remember.
Have any of your friends? How would you even know that you need a permit for what you wanted to do?
Oh, because the neighbor had it done. And they said they had to get a permit.
What else did they say?
Well, that was it.
Did they say it would be free, that it would cost money, that you need anyone to co-sign, just anything like that?
The neighbor, no, they said it was $250 to get the permit, and that pays for the final inspection at the end so that they write off on it. And, yeah.
Have you eaten today?
Have I eaten? Yeah, I had a little breakfast.
Where'd you eat?
Home. Did you have breakfast? You look hungry.
The reason I ask you these questions is that permit, there was a $250 fee, and it seems to have been paid for with a credit card in your name, Ms. B. Smith. So I was wondering.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy. Jimmy has a house card.
So do you have the credit card that would have been used?
Well, I had it's the same card, but like I gave a copy to Jimmy to whatever he needs, because he's not working right now. Like he's between jobs,
Yes.
Yeah, so sometimes he works with these fellas, and they work at different places, and then sometimes he's out of work. So whenever he's out of work, my Jimmy, he's got one of my credit cards.
How exactly do you get by, Miss B?
Oh, my widow's pension.
Okay.
My widow's pension. And I worked for a bunch of years for Orange County School Districts, and so I get a pension from my pension from when I worked.
So a lot of your time is spent in a
Different state?
Orange County. That's in California, is it not?
Oh, no, Orange County, Florida.
Oh, Orange County, Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What brought you here, Miss Smith?
Oh, well, I wanted to be closer to the city, for the nightlife and the arts and so it's enough. We had the big house, had the big house out there. And so I became a widow, and I thought, what do I need? Do I need this big house? Do I need all these headaches? So I got a little condo, but it's got a driveway. But it's got a driveway in the back. And so, yeah.
Were you aware that the crime rate is not very good here in the city of Detroit before you decided to move here?
Well, the housing was cheap, so I figured, there's an offset to that, But it did seem a little, crime-ridden with the, empty streets and abandoned factories.
And why exactly did you decide to move to a neighborhood where you only had one or two neighbors?
Quiet. It's quiet here, Every so often you do hear the fire, but, I'm sure you'll have that anywhere. And Jimmy seemed to think this would be good for us, After his father died, we thought this would be good, so.
When did his father die?
Oh, God. It's going to be 2 years in August. God rest his soul. 2 years in August.
My condolences.
Yeah, Jimmy really misses his father.
What
He
do
really
you
does.
what do you do for a living?
My late husband?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he was a conductor.
Okay, so you were married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he leave you any pension or anything?
Yeah, I get a small widow's pension from the railroad.
Okay.
You know, I get a small widow's pension, and between that and my pension, you know, it keeps us on Hungry Man dinners. It does. It pays the condo fees and keeps us in dinners. So it works out. So is that everything?
Yeah, I believe that's all.
Okay.
All I want to ask you today.
Okay. Now Jimmy, he's in jail. Can I bail him out? You said, what's the bail? You said how much? 'Cause that's.
Well, he's on a $580,000 bail.
I don't know where I'm going to get that kind of money.
Well, there's going to be an issue with you getting that money, if I can be quite frank with you, Miss Smith. We've one of the things that my associate was telling me is that your bank account has been frozen.
Why is that?
Well,
How am I supposed to go to Walmart?
well, when the charge for $250 for the apartment was charged, it was actually charged in a different state. So, if you are not in possession of your credit card, and it's not in possession of Jimmy, it wasn't in his effects when he was arrested, and I think your bank has a policy to automatically freeze the account until you come in to.
Yeah, Jimmy's always losing that card. I don't know what his problem is. I tell you, every time he loses the card, we got to change all the numbers and change all the accounts around. It's a pain in the ass, if you don't mind I
Where'd you
say.
grow up, Miss Smith? If you don't mind me asking, just a couple more questions.
Sure. I grew up in Florida, in the central part of Florida, and it was pretty there. It was pretty.
Where'd you go to high school?
Where'd I go to high school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Winter Haven High. Yeah, back when it first opened in 1962.
I remember that. You know, my granddaddy went there as it was being built, and you know, he was working there. He was a science professor or teacher, high school teacher. Later on, he would go to teach at a local university there. Did you go to university after?
No. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I did, not in Winter Haven, because I'm a teacher. So
Correct.
So, of course I did, but I actually went. I was in Maryland, went to Townsend University, and that's where I got my degree in education. And then I came back to Florida, and that's where I did most of my teaching. That's where I had most of my career.
What'd you teach?
English. I was an English teacher. Taught some of the stupidest children in Polk County. I did.
But you also taught chemistry, didn't you?
No, that was first grade chemistry. That was like, you know, the volcano things, and you know, things that eat styrofoam, melting plastic. You know, it wasn't anything. Anything
now
big.
you were a student of Professor Carlson back when you were in university. Is that right?
I had a Professor Carter who taught English Lit.
Yeah, that's who I'm referring to, Carter Carlson.
Okay. Oh, okay.
He was
Sure.
actually advanced chemistry teacher.
Oh, I didn't know that. He was a very smart man. I'm not surprised.
Well, I'm surprised. He says that, according to him and in your transcript, you are very smart. You got an A in his class, and it's one of the most difficult classes in the whole university.
It's English, so you know it's something I like. You know, English literature and reading all those books.
You keep saying English, but he taught chemistry.
No, the teacher I'm thinking about taught English. You know, I'm an English teacher. He was an English teacher. You know. Oh, this is really scary.
Well,
It's very scary. You know, being called in here and.
Ms. Smith, I have just another few questions to ask you. And really, I'm sorry, it pains me to keep you here like this, but these are a list of transactions that were done on your credit card in the last 3 months.
Oh, yeah, well, Jimmy took it with him when he went on vacation.
Okay. How long was
So-
that vacation for?
Week, 10 days,
So
somewhere around
during
there.
this period, he would have been off vacation, correct? Back in town?
Possibly. I'm trying to
Okay.
remember when he left.
But
Yeah, I can't remember
you were
when he
using
left.
your credit card because it was, you were going to the Walmart here picking up items.
Yes, yes. Yep. Walmart, $138. That's me. That's Jimmy. Jimmy, me. Yep.
Do you often buy a lot of glass products from Walmart?
What products?
Well, you have your boil beaker, you have, what's this thing that you use in chemistry, the thing where the water goes from one thing to the other thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I didn't know Walmart sold those, but no, I don't recall buying those things.
No?
No.
Do you recall anything about chemistry? I thought maybe you had like an old spark that, I just want to go and work on my chemistry again. No.
Well, the last thing I did that was chemical related is I mixed bleach and ammonia when I was cleaning the bathroom. That was ugly. But other than that, no. And the chemical burns healed. See, chemical burns healed right up. So, yeah, that's the only thing I can recall.
Did you go to any clinic, doctor, hospital about those burns?
Oh, no. I rinsed my hands off, and then the next time I was at the doctor, I showed them. Because, they weren't bleeding, it was just red and sore.
When were
You
you
know.
at the doctor?
Let's see. Probably for my flu shot,
Okay,
and
so just recently,
I'll say September, October.
a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Did you get your flu shot?
Yes, I did.
That's good. That's good.
Have you gotten your flu shot? It's very important.
I don't like needles.
See, you have to get your flu shot. Because what you don't realize is that if you get sick, you could make someone else sick with the flu, and you don't want that. So that's why it's important that we all get the flu shot. So I think you should go get the flu shot. Like, if you go to the Rite Aid, they do it for free. You got to go to the pharmacist. Now, you might need to wait, but you go to the pharmacist, you ask the pharmacist, and they'll take care of you.
All right. Well, I know you're dying to know this, but and I'm sorry to inform you, but we do have a lot of evidence stacking up against Mr. Smith and his 3 associates.
I won't believe it. Not my Jimmy. Let me tell you, Jimmy is many things, but he's not. He doesn't know how to make drugs. Not my Jimmy. No.
You know for a fact that he does not know how to make methamphetamine.
No.
Any kind of chemical.
No, he doesn't. He can't. He doesn't even understand how to make salad dressing.
Mhm.
So I don't understand how he could do that. No. So I think maybe those other boys. I mean, they seem nice enough,
Mhm.
but it wouldn't surprise me if those other boys hatched this plan and drug my poor Jimmy in to take the fall. That's what I think happened.
Mhm.
I think my Jimmy is completely innocent.
Ms. Smith, I think you're right. I think Jimmy is not nearly, let's say, capable of doing something like this. However, with these particular individuals, I don't think they're capable of organizing or doing the sophisticated techniques and methods that we came across in the RV. So it led us to believe that there was maybe someone involved in this that we didn't quite catch.
I don't know who that could be. I mean, did they even get anything done?
Well,
'Cause
they got
maybe
a
they-
lot done. The interesting thing is there was almost like an instruction manual there, written by someone with a knowledge of chemistry and an understanding of compounds that is quite unusual.
Okay. I mean, did they actually even make anything? I mean, maybe these, they're boys. And maybe they just had this great idea, you know, sometimes, oh, you know what we should do? We should do this, and we should do that, and we should do this other thing, you know? And maybe they had this great idea, and then, I mean, they didn't make any money at it. They didn't, you know, they didn't actually produce anything, you know? They were just, you know, talking and pretending, you know?
Well, I have to say that the fact that we didn't find money to match the amount of product that we found is a little bit concerning. We do think that their money is out there somewhere, and also this, as mentioned, unidentified individual may be out there as well. But if you wanted to see, this is what we seized on the compound there. A small sample. It was actually barrels full of the stuff.
What is that?
That is crystal meth.
Let me see it again.
See how it looks like crystal.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now what do people do with that? Is that something like you stick in your veins? Like what do you do with that?
Well, as somebody who aced chemistry, you know you would need to raise the temperature to get the compounds to liquefy first.
Okay.
Then you could potentially insert that into a syringe and mainline it.
The means goes into your vein?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to let you go. I just really need
Okay.
you to just sign off that you came and spoke to me right there. I will keep you apprised of how things go with Mr. Smith, if that is what you desire.
It says here that I'm pleading guilty to possession of methamphetamine.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That is not the form that I need you to sign. I do apologize. All right. Now this, take a look at it. It's just saying that you and I spoke under
Okay.
your own free will,
Okay.
and you are telling us that you were not involved in any of your son's criminal enterprise or dealings.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate that.
Okay. So I'm gonna go. Is my Jimmy here? Can I take him home with me? Can Jimmy leave now? Because I got Hungry Man dinners out in the car, and they're defrosting. So I'll just go get Jimmy, okay?
Actually, I'm going to need you to remain right here, please. We have a bit more that we're going to have to discuss with you.
I thought we were done. Listen, I gotta get home to my Hungry Man. I gotta put them in the freezer, okay?
Miss Smith, let's put the cards on the table, okay? I think you are involved with this operation. I think that you are the mastermind of this operation, and I just became 100% sure of that when I saw you sign this paper.
What? No. No.
Now, before you say anything else, I want to let you know this will go a lot easier for you if you are forthright and honest with me from this point on.
I didn't do anything.
You had no involvement whatsoever, no knowledge.
No, I came here, I thought it was about a permit for a driveway. That's the only thing I thought I did wrong, is I didn't pull the permit, and then you told me that Jimmy pulled the permit. So I'm like, okay, so we're all good, because Jimmy pulled the permit, he paid for the permit, and so we're okay.
It is about a permit, ma'am, but I didn't tell you the full details of that.
Okay.
Not only was your credit card used, but there was a signature in your name. I now know that that signature matches the signature that you just gave me. I also know that the handwriting matches the handwritten instructions that were found in the RV. Now, before you say anything else, I want to assure you of something. If I'm ever wrong about something, I will admit it. But I've never been more sure that you are involved in this enterprise, and I think it will go in your favor if you start cooperating with me.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong, and I think that you're trying to get me to admit to something that I didn't do. Now, I know that I didn't sign for any $250 permit, because I would remember that. I mean, I came in and I said I didn't have it. So that means that if I did sign, then obviously I guess I'm losing my marbles, because I don't remember that.
Or somebody may have just forged your signature.
Okay.
exactly the same way that you just wrote it on his paper.
I don't know. Listen, honey, I'm real sorry. I hope your investigation goes better, but I gotta get my hungry man's back in the freezer, okay? So I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. Okay, goodbye.
Miss
Goodbye,
Smith?
Mr. Dorsey.
Miss Smith,
Okay, I'm out of here.
don't leave town, Miss Smith. Okay, have a seat. That was fun, right? That was a lot longer than I intended it to be, but sorry about that.
That's okay.
What did you think? First impressions?
I thought it flowed. I actually thought it worked.
I think it worked too. I think we would have cut back down in reality to focus on the most important parts, but I think that it worked as well. You are an evil little lady. So we had
Do you want to know how many old ladies have miscreant sons living with them and they refuse to admit it?
A lot of them. A lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them. Anywho,
So basically, we have a crime story.
mhm.
You came in here for one thing. It was actually turned out to be me trying to get you to admit to something that would implicate you in this criminal conspiracy. So your desire is basically, what would you say your desire was?
My desire was to get back to my life, to clear my son's name and get back to my life.
Now, why would your character want to clear your son's name?
Because she's delusional and she thinks he's an angel.
Well, let's start from the outset. Do you believe that your character was involved or not involved with this?
Oh, as you started talking,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, she's involved. She's involved. But of course, I'm playing sweet little old lady
Right.
who used to teach English and apparently chemistry. And so, but I don't want to admit, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did want to clear his name, or at least to appear to be clearing his name.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you played that as it came to you, so I think that that was completely fine.
Okay.
So your desire, clear up, son, stay out of jail. I think at this point she would have thought she got away. You know, except for the son talking about it, she got away, and she's basically just closing up all the loose ends.
Mhm.
Me, I want to get a confession. All right. Conflict. Well, our conflict is pretty easy. I'm trying to get you to admit to things. You are trying to just play innocent.
You dumb little old lady.
And that basically is just a conflict of what we want anyways. Values at stake. What do you say your values at stake were?
My freedom, my son's freedom.
Correct. Freedom. And justice for me. Okay. Beats. I think that we flowed pretty well. There were a
know.
lot of beats.
There were a lot of beats.
It would be a little bit complicated. Anytime you or anyone that you're playing with is doing like a cop or a prosecutor role, it's all subtext. It's all subtext, and part of the reason I like crime is that it's advanced subtext. It's like lies within truths.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I'm asking you where you went to school to get you to admit that you went to school somewhere where they taught chemistry, and
Gotcha.
then that you were an A student in chemistry, and then, you know, the thing about, oh, we'll just sign this. It's actually gathering evidence. So I'm doing all the stuff that cops do.
Gotcha.
What were you doing? What did you feel like you were doing though, most of the time?
Making excuses for my miscreant son, Jimmy. Doing this whole denial thing. It's interesting. At some point, I realized that my character is screwed, that this cop has a lot of crap on me and Jimmy, and I'm going to go to jail. And I need to get the head of that office. So I can go back and try to figure out what to do. So, yeah.
I think your last beat would have been escaping. Was your action?
Mm-hmm.
Escaping slash running. What I would have liked to have seen was maybe you go on the offensive somehow. I don't know how you might have done that, but one thing is you did keep up the old woman charade a very long time.
Okay.
So it would have been a good.
See me
Flip.
break it?
Mm.
See me flip? Okay. Okay. Okay.
And cops are usually the way they are until you figure out what their intentions are.
Yes.
You know, and then you
Yeah.
realize, oh, this is exactly who he is. I just assumed. I assumed that he was a nice guy. I assumed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of power stuff. I got up, spat something out. I got up. You know,
Did you make your own phone ring?
No, it didn't ring. Or actually, it did ring. I just reacted to it.
Okay.
I just decided to use it.
I was like, how did he make his phone ring?
Yeah, I didn't make a
Because
phone
when you
ring.
used it, because I saw it, yeah,
I wanted
that was
to.
so smooth, by the way.
I basically, when I got up and spat the gum out, I wanted to basically look the other way.
Okay.
Just make you think that I'm not really paying attention to you. I'm not really, I'm buying everything you're selling, and then I get to the phone, and then it starts to be a little bit more manipulation because I'm letting you hear part of my conversation on purpose. And then I came back. I offered you the water, which you said no, so I gave you the water. That's what they do. Everything I could do to make you uncomfortable and to basically tell you you can't say no to me for any reason. So I felt like that was all in line. The only other thing that felt off with me was towards the end somehow. It didn't seem right, you running away. That's why I was trying to call your name and have you shake my hand or whatever, but that's the only thing that I felt like was missing.
Okay.
What do you think?
So I didn't want to break, because I thought, if this is, like, my character, if she said, knock it off, and like break character and start yelling at you and whatnot, then you're gonna know I'm guilty as fuck. So I can't do that. I gotta hang on to my old lady persona. I don't know, my Jimmy, he's confused, my Jimmy is a good boy, he gets to whatever, and play that, but realizing, oh shit, and try to get the hell out of there, because this guy just tricked me into signing something. And now he's got my handwriting, so I need to leave before he pins me down on something else. And so I purposely didn't break out of character, because that, to me, the longer I can play naive little old lady, the longer I can get away with whatever it is I did.
That's a good thought. I agree with that mostly. I think that you have in this, if we were filming this, that would, the part where with the signature, where I basically link up all the evidence with the handwriting and stuff.
Mhm.
That's the part where you should know you're caught, and usually that's when criminals flip whatever charade or things that they're on. So that's when they appear to be nice, but then they start threatening. They
Okay.
start saying you can't prove this or that or whatever. I'm gonna end your career. They start going on the offensive somehow, like a cornered person, because they basically are being hemmed in. So it would have been a good opportunity to do that. In our projects, it's okay to take that chance, even if you feel like maybe it's not right. But the thing is, the variety of the performance benefits us. So it would have been fine if you tried it out that way,
Okay.
and then maybe it would have just keep up the charade until you get out the door. But I would have liked to see you then take that character and just start going in the other direction.
Okay.
Just because I already have so much of the first
Sure.
bit, but pretty good.
Thank you. So I actually wrote something. I don't know if I put it on the Tampa Film Network thing because it's too long. And basically, it's about a little old lady who gets set up by her 3 next door neighbors, these
Okay.
3 young men, and they set her up to be the fall guy.
Okay.
And it wasn't drugs, it was money extortion. Like a false insurance
Right.
claims and stuff. So these three guys set up the little old lady next door to be the fall guy. She's out of her wits' end because they don't realize she's lost her job, she's lost everything, she's about to be evicted, she's got nothing, and she's now in her closet contemplating hanging herself
Oh.
when she hears through the closet about their scheme, and there's a bank account with the neighbor's name on it, that they're gonna have her be the fall guy and they're gonna take the money and split ski. Upon hearing this, the little old lady starts scheming herself, swipes the money, and leaves for another country, leaving the three guys holding the bag. So they set up the crime, they do the time for the crime, and she takes the money and she goes off to another country to live happily ever after.
Have you envisioned yourself doing that to anyone? Okay. I like
Yeah.
that.
Because you know how I do characters. So the first character is this real little old lady, and no one, and then the second person is I come in all sophisticated, with the scarves and the sunglasses, heading off to Rome at LAX or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and no one, because people are all looking for this little old lady with no makeup and little glasses and whatever, and they're not looking for this other woman who is just her cleaned up.
Ugh.
So anyway, so this wasn't too far off, only it was insurance fraud instead of meth. Instead of a meth lab. Anyway, so that was mine.
Yeah, it was so Breaking Bad.
What, this?
Yeah, it was like completely Breaking Bad.
I know. Are you a
Um,
fan?
Yeah, I am. I'm not a fanatic, but it was a really good, well-written show. Yeah, I like that idea too. I like the idea that she's in the closet getting ready to hang herself, and that's the place where she overhears the conversation. There's beauty to that. That's very cool.
Well, what's it? What do you call that? The turning point, or there's a climax, or whatever that is.
I would say that's the crisis. The crisis is when they make a really important choice
Okay.
about what they're going to do. So I would say that's the crisis where she decides, I'm gonna scheme them. And she decides to do that, and then the climax will follow, where somebody gets arrested, and then the resolution, we see her going off to Rome or wherever it is.
Yeah.
She gets away with it.
But at some point, and I don't know if it's movie, like the sequel or whatever, the guys do their time, and then they go and find her.
Oh yeah. That's the part two.
That's the part two?
That's the second
And there's a knock on the door, and she opens it. She's in some other country, whatever, just living her best life in this whole new thing. And she opens the door, and it's them, or one of them.
It's
or
one of
whatever.
them, and she turns and runs, and then there's another one in the window coming in, and then she gets cornered, and then, oh shit, what now? She pulls out a gun. Get back, you motherfuckers.
There you go.
You tried to rob me first. I'm justified.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's how my brain works.
Pretty dark though. In the beginning, it would seem like, oh man, depressed old lady gonna hang herself in a closet. Is that how it's gonna go? I like it though.
But how else can you listen to the neighbors next door if you're not sitting in your dark little closet?
I don't know. That's the plot hole you have to contend with is they would have to be neighbors that have like a closer.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, well, obviously it's a townhouse, a communal wall.
I guess so. Never lived in a townhouse.
You've never
So
lived
it'd be
in a
like a duplex.
townhouse? We used to call them row houses.
Oh,
Used to be a row house.
yeah, I've never been in a townhouse. But
Yeah, we live in one now, and there's community walls. And you can hear the neighbors. You can hear the neighbors.
that's annoying.
Yes,